Uh, Very good morning to all of you, and special thanks to both my panelists. And I think this is the first time that we are actually having a discussion with other big coveted professional bodies within India. And we've been talking a lot on Vikasit Bharat, and that's a part of our theme. And collaboration obviously comes with it. You know, we can't have a Viksit Bharat, all of us trying to solve complex problems in the country without collaboration. And towards that, I just thought that, when you talk of collaboration, it is not possible for us to do collaboration without credible institutions such as ours, the three of us, because it's important that we give a holistic view to whatever decisions, whatever solutions we are offering to address the needs of the common man and other stakeholders for us to become a developed nation by 2047. And as I said yesterday, today's progress should not become tomorrow's vulnerability, and hence it is important for us to get a holistic view. So I will have first question to both of you, and you can take turns in answering. From the government perspective, there are 4 pillars of Vikasit Bharat. We talk of Yuva, that is the youth, Garib, that is the poor, Mahilai, that is the women, and Annadata, the farmer. For professional bodies such as ours, and I talk more from an IAI perspective, there are 4 things that it translates to. One is, and you can use the acronym ACTS. A stands for accountability and integrity. C stands for compliance in competitiveness. T stands for technology and transformation. And S stands for sustainability and stakeholder value. So how does this map to your profession, and what are some of the initiatives your institutes have taken for us to contribute towards Vikasit Bharat? Mr. Nanda, I'd request you to go first, please.
Thank you, madam, for a very wonderful question. ICI, you all would know, was set up an act of parliament way back on 1st July 1949. When the most important document to the democracy, the constitution, was not promulgated. So 4 important pillars which you have said. First is Yuva, youth. For youth, we have scores of programs. We have been training students of ICI with artificial intelligence, because the moment I came, discussions were on artificial intelligence. We have a program called Aura. It is only for CS students to use artificial intelligence. We have training programs for them. We have technology sessions for them. Moving ahead, we empower them with knowledge on various issues, right from sustainability ESG to system audits, information system audits, to blockchains. The second facet is the Garib. When you speak about the Garib, the entire economy and the vision of Prime Minister Modi with Viksit Bharat 2047 converges into bringing prosperity. As ICI, we have been working so long. I'll tell you, we have an MOU with the C&AG office. We have certificate courses on Panchayati Raj and municipal accounting, where we train young accountants. And with coming of corporate Mitra, we have been working extensively on that. Moving ahead, every Friday we have close to 185 branches. Every Friday, 4 to 6, we have an MSME clinic at all our branches. That's once last Friday of the month. So all people who want any advice related to taxation, accounting, GST, even fundraising, we call the bank people also, the managers who could offer credit to them by way of MSME. And the last thing in this facet I would like to tell you is financial and tax literacy. We take it to doors of people who need it. I myself, as the vice president of the institute, spoke to drivers and told them how they have to conserve their capital, have the taxation knowledge, and create wealth for times to come. The third facet is women. I don't know, the question suits me because I was the founder chairman 2013-2014 for Women Member Empowerment Committee. We have a Women Member Empowerment Committee which works incessantly to inculcate women after they go for a sabbatical. When woman wants to come back, we have a full started system to first of all train her on all the contemporary topics and then bring into the profession. And we have so many scores of CA firms who want to collaborate with them for small time works. We don't want them to come to office. They have small children to raise. They may have household works. So we give them part-time jobs so that they are in the profession. They understand everything and move ahead. And what was the fourth, madam? Fourth facet?
Annadata, farmers.
And Andata for farmers. We have a cooperative society. I would like to tell you, we did a program recently in Taj, where Mr. Bhupender Yadav, the environment minister, came. In fact, Mr. Amit Shah had to come, but he had a very pending urgency, so he couldn't come. Mr. Bhupender Yadav spoke at length how cooperative has changed the world. So we have a specific committee designed to take care of cooperatives, take care of farming needs. And I want to tell you, on a personal note, AI is not only for professionals, for farmers. I belong to a farmer family. How much urea you have to put at which place, AI will tell you. If you have excess, that becomes poison. If you have less, the crop will not grow. So working on a very holistic proposition to create value and to ensure that the dream of the Prime Minister Modi, Viksit Bharat 2047, is realized. And we as an institute, along with our sister institutes, become a very important facet in realizing that dream.
Thanks a lot, sir. And I think we should hear for the ICAI a big round of applause for all the grassroots level, initiatives that they have taken. And there's a lot for us to get inspired on and learn from you. On another note, you talked about AI and agriculture. Actually, just the next door, there is a conference happening on agriculture and AI. So
Great,
interesting.
great.
So, sir, over to you now.
Very apt question. Today, these four pillars, our Indian economy is very much dependent upon. It is not only youth, but also Mahila, the Garib, and also the farmers. So I will start with the farmers because Indian economy is a farming economy first of all. And now it is gradually moving towards the industrialization and we are also having our space everywhere. So farming, the farmers are the backbone to this Indian economy. And when we say Indian economy, not only the Indian economy, but across the globe, farmers are the annadatas and various initiatives of government are being implemented by ICSI. Not only the producer companies, but also we are propagating that how the licenses should be obtained, the FSSI or all chemicals, the fertilizers, the pesticides. So we are providing all kind of licensing requirements, the audits and the check points so that they can have the correct farming aggregate and they can prosper and give us the organic food. Today in development, having a food habit is very important and having the right kind of food is very important. So we are also having various workshops at all levels wherein we train them that what is required or what is the requirement of the general population from your side, and the food we intake will actually make our body and mind work. So it is the basic work which the farmers are helping us, and institute is extending all the support to all the farming and agriculture industries. Second, I will say Mahila. Mahila, we don't call it only Mahila, we call it as a Mahila Shakti. Because no, it is not only every household, but in our profession, more than 60% new registrants are from women community. Then let's say if we compare it to the employment side of the profession, we are having 54% company secretaries as women company secretaries. If we treat, let's say, the practicing side of the profession, then we are having 43% of the practicing community from the women community. Friends, rightly pointed out by Nanda sir also, that all our institutes are called as sister institutes, and all the institutes are treating the women as sisters. Because what we think is, if the backbone of the house, if the backbone can become a backbone of the corporates and the corporate world, it can flourish like anything, because many days jobs, many intellectual jobs, and the women who are leading from the front need the handholding first in the initial years, and after the, let's say, sabbatical or anything, uh, coming back to profession becomes important. And we as an institute are supporting our women friends, women Mata Bhagini, to come back to the profession after the sabbatical break. And we are having courses which are designed online, and those courses can be undertaken for relearning and unlearning, because ours is a dynamic profession. Every day SEBI, NSE, BSC companies are coming out with new circulars and updates, and being updated is very important. And if you take a sabbatical break or any break, it becomes very difficult for women to come back to the profession. So as an institute, we are doing that. Also, we are third, Garib. It is said that it is unprivileged, but in today's society, they are the most privileged people, because um, uh, not only the government schemes, but the schemes of our institutes are also supporting them. Be it a far north, northeast, or the economically backward class, we have fee concession, merit cum award scheme, and various other schemes. We are also having various new initiatives for the northeastern states, for the far north states, and thereby making them in an inclusive way of growth for not only the institute but also the India as a whole. And youth ke to kya kehne, be it Swami Vivekanand, be it Sant Dhaneshwar, all these people have written the scriptures which are guiding even today after 100 years, 200 years. And we are sitting in the land of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who was the young leader who fought like anything for Swarajya. And this yuva needs hand holding. This yuva needs the guidance to take our nation to the further and farther heights. Because the technology, we were discussing AI in the last session, and this AI can be interpreted, accommodated, and grasped more fast than means than the generations of 50s and 60s than the young people. And the young people are not afraid of experimenting. They are full of energy, and this energy will take our nation to the greater heights. When we compare the youth population, it is India who is leading. And just because of this young population, we are growing. And I think Vikasit Bharat needs these four pillars: youth, farmers, Mahila Shakti, and Garib. So these are the basic things, definitely backed by the technology, by the professional intelligence of the sister institutes, and various government policies and processes. I am sure India would be Vikasit by 2047. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. A big round of applause for their institute also. On another note, you talked about sister institutes. I would, on a lighter note, say that maybe we are a cousin sister right now, but we would love to be an integral part of what your organizations do, so that collectively we go ahead and, position ourselves as professionals who can make a difference to the society. Coming to another point, and I think what has nudged us towards collaboration is this vision by the Honorable Prime Minister on building large Indian professional firms that are truly global in nature, called the multidisciplinary partnerships, or the MDPs. And I think they're a welcome step towards Made in India and Viksit Bharat, because we have a very, very strong pool of professionals in India across various professions, and which are truly world class. And we believe they can build Indian professional services firms that can create a strong presence on the global map. So, and all of us have our own acts, our own regulations, our own frameworks. So my next question to you, both of you, is What structural changes are required in India's professional ecosystem to make this vision achievable, specifically on governing the members of respective professions? And what measures can the governments or the professional bodies take to ensure Indian firms develop into global competitive players?
Again, a very beautiful question, madam. I would start the answer by way of a couplet. The couplet says, ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, ढूंढोगे घर तो ही रास्ते मिलेंगे, मंजिलों की फितरत है खुद चलकर नहीं आती. The most important thing which I want to put forth is that the vision of a Indian Big Four, homemade Desi Big Four, converges from the fact that all sister institutes have to join together and become a catalyst to this revolutionary thought. We need to first of all have a bent of mind that we have to collaborate. We have to create Indian firms. I want to tell you, times are gone now. Indians are the most respected professionals all across the world. India is a favorable destination for investment. I have traveled all the world and number of times with IFSA Chairman Mr. Rajaraman. I went to London. I went to entire Australia. People were so keen to speak to Indians, to understand from the Indian professionals how investments can be made. So first thing, a bent of mind. Second, you need to open up. The institutes need to open up. I give the example of our institute, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. 1st April 2026, we have opened advertisement for the firms in a limited way. 5 days back, the international networking guidelines came, where international networking guidelines can be used. If I want to collaborate with a firm in Frankfurt, in San Francisco, or say in Nepal, I can do that. So this is the second step. Third important step, to create training and technology setups. Let us be very frank, I'm speaking in my home. Technology is something that needs to be used. I saw the speaker, Madam Preeti, emphasizing why technology is needed. Technology is needed for doing monotonous work, for giving proper, correct outputs, and very importantly, to finish the work on time. So once we have this culture, we'll be able to effectively service outside entities. At the institute level, we have to take 4 decisions. Number 1, decision with regard to regulations. Once you open up, you ensure that work is done. Second, to set up a big four or a big Indian firm, you need to have capital. How that capital is accorded to CA firms is important. Third, work. You can set up a huge firm, but how do you service it? Servicing starts when you have work for that. So ensure how they get equitable work. Once they are in line, the momentum sets up. But earlier to make the move is important. And fourth and the last important thing, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to homemade Indian CA firms, a collaboration of firms, a collaboration of all sister institutes is required. We passed MDP guidelines way back in 2021. The reason was simple, to ensure that all sister institutes could collaborate. We are masters in audit, our forte is audit. ICAI people, forte is compliance. Actuarial Institute, forte is risk management. How to carry forward premiums. All of us work in different spheres, but when we join together, the outcome is truly fantabulous. So, I subscribe to the view that all of us to join together and create infrastructure which the entire world envies.
Yeah.
Definitely, this is a very strategic move to build brand India. If we see the Indians, when the technology was opened up, we became a software and IT giants. Why? Because we Indians spread across world and created brand India in software. So the same moment, the same time has come for the Indian professionals, the consultants, all the institutes to come together, and definitely in doing so, by providing a comprehensive ecosystem, the government of India has proposed these MDPs. And multidisciplinary partnership firms is a need of our, and the moment we are going global, I am sure, I have full confidence in our professional capabilities as India, as Indians, that we will flourish like anything. But there needs to be some support from the government, the change in the policies from the government. Let's say the branding. The brand India needs to be fostered. Right now, the consulting industry is around 250 odd US dollars, 1,000 US dollar, billion US dollars. And all the multinationals who are present in India are taking the majority share in that consulting business. And we as the institutes, whether it is ICSI, ICAI, ICMAs, actuaries, so we are having a very small portion in that 254 billion US dollars. So it is the need of the hour, and for competing with them, we need the investment in technology, we need the investment in research ability, we need the investments and also the manpower to train and upgrade them. Friends, we know that MNCs are coming in India, and all these MNCs are appreciating the Indian talent, the way the ethical ways in which we are working, and they wish us to at least collaborate internationally, to at least have a presence internationally, and they want our services everywhere. So it is the apt time that this MDP, MDFs be established, and government is right in doing so. Now it is on all of us to come together and give it a push so that these MDPs become a reality of the life, and we can grow further and greater heights. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. So I think we've sort of almost answered my next question that I had on what is your view on expanding overseas? Assuming that MDP does become a reality in the next few months, let's say 12 to 18 months, anything additional beyond that you'd like to say, or what you've already covered sort of takes care?
I like to just say, madam, there is a proverb. People never plan to fail. They generally fail to plan. We started our planning some 20 years back. We have 54 chapters all across the world and 31 representative offices. We have presence in 47 countries and 85 cities. The moment this starts up, I want to tell you, China has now come up as a manufacturing hub, and India simultaneously is acknowledged as a services hub. We have all capabilities, manpower, young people to deliver things, and therefore, time is ripe, all of us to stride, move towards to going and conquering the entire world with terms of offering services.
Thank you, sir.
Madam, I would
Yeah.
love to conclude on this question, going global and overseas. We have a very good couplet, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So it is the India's gift to the world, that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We have to come together and we have to grow and treat the entire universe as one. So traditionally we were bound by the territories, but now these territories are only on the maps. And these maps also we need to erase from our mind, and we need to really go global. At ICSI, we have more than our presence in more than 50 countries through our international associations and many other initiatives. We are a member of CSIA and regularly holds the international positions on behalf of ICSI. We have 6 overseas centers. We have permanent structures wherein we share the knowledge from Indian perspective to the foreign people and the foreign perspective to the Indian company secretaries. So it is the time already, as rightly said by Nanda sir, we should not plan to fail. We should plan how to succeed, how to go ahead, because there is no option left with us. We have to grow, we have to put our best foot forward so that we get recognized across the globe, because what I think is Indian mind, not only Jugad, But more than Jugad, we are intellectual, we are ethical, we are competent, and it is the time that if we don't show the world what metal we are having, the metallurgy, yeah, the science, uh, I was a science student till 12th, and that metal were melted so that they can take a shape, any shape which a manufacturer wants. So it is the time that malleability of our professionals should be there, and we should be malleable in a way that whatever services, whatever intellectual output is required out of us, we are ready to give that, we are ready to become that.
Sure, thanks a lot, sir. My next question is, I mean, while we wait for the details of the MDP to be sort of articulated and necessary changes that are required in all our respective acts and regulations and all the other guardrails that we have for our profession, next question is relating to what can we do, I mean, taking it to the shop floor now, looking at some tangibles immediately, because we realize that problems are non-linear, multi-dimensional, and different. We need different perspectives to help solve the modern problem. So definitely collaboration is required. But how can our institutes collaborate closely as an immediate step? You know, maybe in the next 6 to 12 months, let's say. Do we do anything around joint guidance notes that we provide to our professionals? Shared training programs or cross recognition framework. So what do you think are things that, and I'm sort of, you know, out in the open for all my fellow professionals to listen to, something tangible for all of us to take away from this conversation?
Madam, there are various ways and means to collaborate. I want to tell you the first step. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, our parent body, they have started now holding meetings with us, how MDPs can see the light of the day. Various regulatory provisions are now being taken care of. When you speak of MDPs, you need skills of all the partners. So when you need skills of all the partners, joint guidance notes is a very welcome step. You will have separate stations where people with different capabilities will service the clients. But the most important thing which I want to tell you is the knowledge of how an MDP runs, how the regulatory and disciplinary mechanism of MDP is taken care. See, 8 professionals can come under one roof and start working. But in case there is a negligence, how do you determine the person who is negligent, and how do you take that to the disciplinary committee of the respective institute is very important. So to conclude, 3 things. Number 1, the vision to have the firms under one room and movement to create value. The basic purpose is to add value to the initiatives, add value to not only clients or stakeholders, but regulators and government on how these firms can service. Second, to have a call on the technical impetus. Very, very important. When firms join together, their technical impetus increases. How that has to be utilized for the betterment of the clients and the country. And third and final thing, very important, the culture of co-working. The culture of joining together and moving ahead. Mr. Chandak very rightly said that we treat the entire world as one. That is very true. But in the office also, where you provide services, the most important thing has to be how we can work in uniformity to give the best.
Thank you, sir.
Madam, I liked the word more in your question. You asked what more can be done by the sister institutes to, uh, to go ahead, get ahead. So it is established that we are doing. What more we can do?
To some extent, yes. I think as far as the IAI is concerned, it is not too much with ICSI and ICAI for sure.
Yes.
I just want to take this to the shop floor, you know. Post this panel discussion, all of us have action items, is what I'm looking at. So,
Yeah. So actually we have started, we are working together. There are coordination committee meetings of all the institutes wherein we put across our issues, we discuss and solve amicably. The corporate Mitra, which is recently launched in the budget of 26-27, is another opportunity for all the institutions to come together and have a joint course wherein all the institute, ICSI, ICAI, ICMAI are coming together and going ahead. What I think is there are still few areas, let's say CSR, wherein the legal acumen of company secretaries, the expertise of finance of ICAI, and the cost angle and the actuaries angle from the other institutes can come together and have a easily implementable CSR model, thereby increasing. I will take you to the first question, which was speaking about the four pillars of growth: youth, Mahila, farming, and Garib. So there also we can create an impact. The new opportunity for all over world, corporates and the professional is ESG, environment, social and governance. And there also the expertise of legal acumen of ICSI, financial accuracy of the ICAIs, costing angle of CWAs, actuaries, risk assessment and everything. So that there are n number of opportunities and definitely joint efforts for common peer review platform, or let's say the disciplinary actions because of the MDP which is coming up. So all these are the new facets wherein all our institutes have to come together, work together and grow together.
Thank you, sir. We can't have any discussion complete without talking about AI, right? It's just not done these days. So our respective professions, if I see artificial intelligence, mid perhaps reshaping audit, valuation, risk management, and advisory roles, what role should the professional institutes play in guiding ethical adoption and upskilling members? And I know, sir, you talked about a bit about it in my first question. But my specific question to both of you, do you already have any guidelines in place, or are you planning to have them about ethical use of AI?
Madam, a question which is very dear to my heart. In fact, I was speaking at the AIS summit in Delhi. I started with one thing. We did not, as an institute, did not ride the bandwagon. We thought of it when AI had barely started. A time when risk taking was important. We set up a committee, AI in ICI, way back on 12th February 2024. We have a certification course on that, and I'm happy to tell you more than 35,000 chartered accountants hold that certificate. Not only this, I told earlier also, we have set up Aura for students not only in India but overseas also. We are now come out with a certification course online for students. We have GPTs. We have close to 20 GPTs and 1 GPT is for corporate information. 5,000 listed companies are there. Otherwise, if I want to study the annual report of a company, it needs at least 2 to 3 days. Whatever amount, audit fees earned, profitability, PAT, it comes in only click of a button. AI has changed our thought process, and I want to tell you, I'm proud to be an Indian. 81% of international technology initiatives emerge from India. Leave aside AI. Come to blockchains, we are the leaders. Internet of Things, data analytics, cyber security audits, information security audits. We lead the world as Indians. And the entire Indian diaspora, the things have changed. I remember when we used to go in 2004 and today in 2025-26, the respect which Indians command overseas is immense. You are looked upon as a technology expert. Even professionals like chartered accountants, actuaries, company secretaries, ICWs, they also have graduated to such a large extent that artificial intelligence has now changed the way how we work and changed the way how we render services to our overseas clients. Three important things on this. First important thing, our willingness to learn. Indians have a specific skill set. Even at the age of 75, when I go for AI seminars or classes, I see 75 years, 80 years people sitting. My father is 87 years old. He uses AI. He has his own, not laptop, what do you call it? iPad. And the moment I enter, he uses it like this. He uses technology to the greatest level, the willingness to learn. Second important thing, with respect to AI, the way solutions are given. Everything you have a ready-made solution. Automation of the entire office work is done. I travel so much. Every time I have to just click a button, my work is done. Entire MIS is on my board. And third important thing, when you speak about MIS, you speak about the duties which a professional has to the board, either as an audit committee chairman or as a board member. Entire information is dissected in a form and presented, which is you call eatable, which is useful for the person who uses that. So artificial intelligence has changed our thought process. And the way we have graduated in artificial intelligence, I will give a couplet. कहते हैं देते ना थे जो जवाब उनके सलाम आने लगे, देते ना थे जो जवाब उनके सलाम आने लगे, वक्त बदला तो मेरे नीम के पेड़ पर आम आने लगे. Time when as an institute we have graduated, time when as a professional bodies we have graduated, time as a country we have exhibited our skills.
Thanks a lot, sir, for a very interesting way of putting your perspective.
To me, madam, AI is nothing but based of the practices of the best of the human brains coming together, bringing together, putting in a machine learning language and representing it so that the humans can use it in a way to achieve or get something ready-made in quickest of the time. It is the AI. So whatever the AI, one of the question of the last panel discussion, wherein the delegate was asking if 5 answers are given, which is the correct one? How to know? So again, the human mind, the interpretation and what is there is will always be there. So chahe AI aaye ya human intelligence HI would always be required. It is not, the question is not what AI will create the future for us. It is how we will control AI and have our future in our hands is very important. The question here is different. And to me, see the softwares and everything, you name the company which is advanced technologically. We have Indians sitting there, Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, Azim Premji, Narayan Murthy, what not, what you want. So as I would say the tradition, the culture of this India, wherein Vedas are there, wherein lot of yoga, meditation and the cultural values are there, we know how to connect with different words in one single life. And we know how to make use of the technology which is required to us. So ethical practices to control AI, ethical practices to get the inputs and outputs from the AI is very much required. And I'm sure the coming days are, even though the AI is a technology, it is just a technology. And we discussed, means at least I am remembering, right from Y2K, when everybody was very not settled because the year was changing and DOS-based commands were there and people were कि 2000 के बाद में क्या होगा? After what? After 1999, because the programming was done only till 1999. Everything happened. We have seen the change. We have progressed well, but this AI, don't treat it as a threat. Treat it as an opportunity and create the opportunity. Nowadays, though gone are the days wherein the opportunities was coming to you, knock, knock, knock. This is the AI word already. We have to create the opportunities. So we need to think in what ways we can create the opportunities by using the AI as a tool, only tool, not as a means to achieve the success. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. I'm conscious that this is perhaps the first time we are having two leading professional bodies represented. I would like to keep some time for Q&A from the audience, but I will just do a fun rapid fire to close from my perspective. So maybe I'll start with you, Mr. Pawan Chandak. If you were an expert in any field other than yours, what would...
Either humanity or the politics.
Wow.
I
Because
wanted,
I need to make an impact on the lives of the people.
Great.
I wanted to be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking him. You can
No,
also
no,
answer
please,
yours,
you
yeah.
can ask again.
And if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be?
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Great. What is your biggest strength?
Strength.
Yes.
Humbleness,
Okay, nice. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
early bird.
Early bird. Okay, good. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Nanda, for you, what is your hidden talent that people are not aware of?
When my hidden talent is I say couplets. Whenever I get a chance, I say couplets to make things more understandable.
Okay, no, we had some evidence of that
Yes,
today.
yes,
Thank you
yes.
very much. What subject were you best at in school?
I was very good in mathematics in school.
Okay. And what was your nightmare subject?
Geography. I took a tuition in geography when I was in 6th standard.
Oh, wow. What's the best or worst piece of advice you've ever received?
The best advice was given by my mother. There is a line in Gurbani, Tera bhana meetha lage. She said, my son, if you have to grow in life, accept whatever comes in life. Don't repent. Distress will come to all. How you face that smilingly is important. And the worst piece I got from one of my friends, he said, always give second chance to a person, which has always been very, you can say, drastically negligent. You can't give second chance. Once you feel a person is not appropriate, it is better he goes out of your life or you go out of his life rather than giving a second chance.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
I
you.
will leave the floor open to questions from the audience. Any questions? Can you get the mic arranged? Any questions from anybody? Who wants to go first? Yeah.
Thank you. So we are talking about the AI. So whether institutes should also use the AI for the examination copy checks or the paper setting, what is your view on this? Because let's say the human intelligence can have the different answers, different views. So
We are already using AI for examination purposes as well.
Okay. How about ICSI?
We have a software based on AI and we are also using that.
Using it. Okay.
thank you.
Data confidentiality is a very important facet when it
Yes.
comes to examination.
That's
So you have to
correct.
see that only those areas where confidentiality is not a major issue, you can use AI.
Any other questions? Come on, this is the first time you've got these two gentlemen here on the dais. Please use this opportunity.
Either.
Yes.
I think it was a very interesting conversation and probably very powerful with all the presidents of 3 major institutes being on the dais. I think I would, while this topic has been spoken about, I think the 3 institutes really need to work together. There's a lot that the 3 institutes can do together to really meet these objectives of making Viksit Bharat, making sure insurance for all, etc. So I think I don't want this, my wish is that this meeting just should not end here on this dais, but go much beyond this.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Sunil. And that's why I said we'll take some tangibles out of this so that we actually have a shop floor activity. Thanks. Any other questions from anybody? Yes, right there. Somebody's giving him the mic? Yeah, okay. Sure, sure.
Thank you. I am from the professional point of view, like as a professional firm, how to collaborate or whether there would be guideline wherein you can bring in the capital because you would require mass scale professionalism would require a capital and employability of a different talent also would require a capital. So whether there would be private limited companies allowed or it would be LLP.
Sir, at ICAI, we have allowed private limited companies since long. Not today, 10 years back. They are called management consulting companies. But bringing capital is again an issue. You bring private equity. So internationally, I would like to tell you, private equity is allowed in non-audit services. So MDP essentially is a non-audit services. So when regulatory changes will be made, it is imperative that bringing in capital would be allowed. The government will have, nothing is decided as of now, but in my opinion, the government may have this in mind, because if they want a big Indian firm, it is only possible when you have ample capital to service it.
You require a lot
Yes.
many employees or human capital.
And technology,
Yeah.
so everything is required. So for that, government is now not on focusing more on audit, it is focusing on management, multidisciplinary partnerships where all consulting could come and that could be delivered at the
Agreed.
biggest.
One last point is arm's length relationship. Then if it's a multi-line partnership, then who would be the owner, right? Because then would be the arm's length relationship will come into play.
Because that is the most important thing. With respect to clients also.
Yeah.
She may have a client which I am doing audit. He may have a client with which he does secretarial audit. So there are issues. But Section 144 of the Companies Act, 141. So we will work in that accordance. That working is going on so that proper independence is there. Without independence, you can't deliver as a profession.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can we take just one last question from there? Yeah. Can somebody hand over the mic there? This side, the right side, behind.
वहाँ पे
वहाँ पे. Can you just stand up so that he can see you?
Hello, mic check. So the entire discussion is from the perspective of making India more developed. And I understand that with AI, we have all this knowledge. And perhaps the limitation in front of, with regards to qualified actuaries or CAs or CS, like there is a barrier to entry in form of the exams. Is there scope of relaxing how difficult these exams are, or maybe, let's not call it difficult, but the amount of effort that is these exams require at present, can this ever be reduced, allowing more people to become qualified? Like this will automatically help the country have more professionals and also be more developed, is something that I was thinking.
I will put this answer in a different way. See, there is always a vacancy. There is a saying that there is always a vacancy at the top. Why? Because you need the quality, the intellectual, the capabilities like that to lead it. And when it comes to any of the professional qualification, what I think is that integrity, that responsibility, that knowledge, the capabilities are required. I'm not saying these courses are tough, but I'll say the results are tough. When results are tough, if you consolidate the results one after another, if I am failing in this attempt, it is not final verdict that I will not pass in the next attempt. And I have seen at least 25% of the entrants are getting through in multiple attempts. It might happen that the result is 5 to 7 or 10% each attempt on attempt. But if you keep on giving, try again and again, you will get success. That kind of formula it is. And what I think is maintaining a quality is prima facie very important for all the institutions. Because if everyone who is registering and becoming a professional, then we are seeing already what other courses, like university courses, we are getting the results. The employability, the credibility goes off. So definitely the MOUs can be there between the institutes, wherein let's say the Companies Act, If CS is there, we should give exemption to CA persons who are attempting. If anyone is a chartered accountant, then we should give the exemptions for the financial management, accounting, taxation, that kind of. So that modality we are definitely we are working and we are discussing on that, and we hope that our institutes agree and we have a common understanding for the exemptions, so that the life of the student who want to become a professional becomes easy and we have more capable people in the professional area and consulting area.
I would just like to add something. There is a saying, difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. No lowering of bar. The bar has to remain there. You have to put your skill sets up to that level. Under any circumstances, no relaxation shall be there. Very well said by the President ICAI that if you're master in one subject, one institute has given you qualification, we can consider giving an exemption. But no other alternative. You have to work hard. There is no shortcuts to success. There is no shortcut to becoming a professional. Please embed that in your mind and work in accounting.
Thanks a lot, sir. I will just like maybe use 30 seconds to add my perspective. One is, there are two things here. One is we have to, as organizations, make sure that we attract the brightest minds to the profession, right? So the entry point itself, you have people who have a very strong inclination, a strong caliber. The second point is, as institutions, and I can talk about IAI, if the student is struggling, we give them all the support to make sure that we bust the myth that the actuarial exams are extremely tough. But at no point in time, I think we should compromise on the quality and, sort of make it easier to pass. Make it easy to pass by giving you support to understand the subject, not by lowering the standards or diluting it. Okay, thanks a lot, gentlemen. And with this, we would like to bring the panel discussion to a close. Once again, a huge round of applause to both of them.